Palworld's first major content update is here, and no, it did not happen a week and a half ago. I don't know what you're talking about. In my defense, my save file was time traveling for a little while.
Level 42. It says level 42, and that it's day 124. What happens when I hit start game?
No! It's the old version of the game! Everything is going at like -5 frames a second, okay. Wait, now I'm even more confused because we've defeated all of these bosses. How have I defeated the Brothers of the Eternal Pyre if I don't have Otter Pop? Full honesty, I have no idea what caused it, and I have no idea what fixed it, but we're here now, and that's all that matters. Seeing as this is an update video, for the first time on this channel, I'm going on a script. And I'm really bad at writing scripts and following them, so I apologize in advance if this is a little bit messy. I'm figuring this out as I go. Anyways, with that really long intro out of the way, let's get started with the section I'm sure you guys are the most excited about. The pals. Right? That's what you guys were wanting to see? With this new update, Dumbmud and Kelpsy both received brand new ranching capabilities. Kelpsy is now able to produce pal fluids, making it much easier to grind out things like cement and... yeah, no, pretty much just cement. Whereas Dumbmud now produces high-quality pal oil, something very crucial for the late game, and I'm sure a lot of you are excited to hear about that. One day we'll have a pal that produces electric organs. One day. They also granted 2 new metal-based abilities to existing pals. Serpent Terra, one of probably the most useless pals in the game, let's be honest, now has the ability to reduce the weight of ores in its inventory. Something I would love to show off, but mine just didn't want to do that. Now, if you'll notice, I'm currently being weighed down by this ore, and I weigh 1,200 pounds. Now, all I need to do is ride this Serpent Terra, if the game will let me. Hang on, that's not right. For some reason, it's just not reducing the weight of the metal in my inventory. And I would tell you like the percentage that it should be reducing it, but I just can't find it anywhere. So we'll move on to the final pal change in Astagon, which now mines more metal when mounted, similar to Mammoris passive. Now, technically this isn't a change to a specific pal, but they did introduce a whole new passive skill, Mercy Hit. Now, Mercy Hit introduces a whole new mechanic to the game, wherein the pal that has this ability cannot damage its enemy below 1 HP, making it the perfect ability when catching other pals. That way you can make it the highest possible catch chance while guaranteeing you don't accidentally kill them. With that said, there is one exception to this rule, and that is damage over time, such as fire and poison. However, if you don't want to spend hours catching pals trying to find this new passive, you can instead work around it with the new item, the Ring of Mercy. This craftable ring is identical to the Mercy Hit passive trait, however this applies to the player character as opposed to the pals. That being said, if you are riding a pal with this ring equipped, your mount will inherit the effect of the ring. And speaking of items, there were quite a few more that were added in this update. One of these new items is the Homeward Thundercloud, a craftable item using ancient technology parts, electric organs, and a new item, the Dazzy Cloud, which is obviously dropped from killing Dazzies. This item, when used, will teleport you to your nearest base. Another newly added item are the ability glasses. These allow you to see the passive traits of a pal before catching it. Something that I would show off if it didn't require ancient civilization cores, which are dropped from something else in this update. While that may be the end of the items that you can craft, there are a few new items obtainable through dungeons and merchants. First off, with all of these new ancient technologies that you need to learn, they added the Ancient Technology Manual. Similar to the High Grade Technology Manual, this item when consumed will give you 1 Ancient Technology point. And not content with just 1 new manual, they also added the Training Manual, which when consumed by a pal will give it a boost of XP. And it comes in 4 sizes: small, medium, large, and extra large. While scouring dungeons for these new items, you may have also noticed some new green cavern mushrooms. These are an ingredient in the brand new recovery meds, which are the first medical items that actually heal you And I'm sure I'm not the only one that finds that a little bit weird that it took this long to get a medical item that heals you. But these give a small healing over time effect and can be crafted at the medical station. The final new player item I found was only obtainable through a merchant, and that is the multi-climated undershirt, which is the exact same as having a warm and cold undershirt on at the same time, just in one inventory slot. Lastly, before going over the thing that you all have been waiting for, I want to go over the new structures and changes to bases. To start off, we have a new resource site. There's now an ore mining site with 2 different stages. This does exactly what you would expect. You can use it to infinitely gain ore. There's also the antique dresser, which allows you to re-enter the character select screen to change your character if you weren't quite happy with how it looked. That, or you can show off the really bad fantasy armor logic that this game has, because, I mean, come on, look at this. It's not even fair at that point. And for those of you that still are honest and use the egg incubators correctly, there's now the electric egg incubator that, when powered, will automatically set the correct temperature for the egg, allowing it to hatch faster. That being said, have you ever considered switching to instant hatching? Some old structures also got new purposes in this update, most notably of which is the monitoring stand that has a whole new UI. When opened, you can see all of the pals in your base and what they can do. And from this menu, you can toggle on and off the ability for a pal to do a specific task. Gone are the days of your chickpeas deciding they want to harvest lettuce. Now you can have them just set to ranching. Speaking of pals doing something annoying, chests can now be filtered. So you can set what items can and cannot be placed in a chest automatically by a pal. This should alleviate them walking to the other side of your base to place an egg in the chest that has no other eggs in it, instead of the one right next to where they grabbed the egg. And finally, for structures, there is the PAL condenser, which now allows you to condense multiple stages at a time, as well as saving your progress. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. The raid boss. Bellanoir can be summoned using the new summoning altar, as well as requiring Bellanoir slab fragments in order to summon. Now, this raid boss is designed to be beaten with a full base of pals, and unfortunately, that's about as far as I got. I am gearing up to fight this raid boss in the background, and that is my plan for next week, but life got in the way, so I'm really sorry that this video is kind of not my normal style, but I just didn't have enough time to get a normal upload out. But hopefully this still suffices at least for a little bit, and if you want more content, I'll be live on my Twitch channel on Monday. And if you made it this far, maybe consider subscribing and sticking around for the raid boss?